So to kick off tonight, I'd like you to give a big warm welcome to your first speaker. Please welcome your chairman, Donald Findlay.
Last summer, I was approached by Neil Ferguson and one or two others and asked to become involved with Cowdenbeath Football Club. But because it was Cowdenbeath and because of what Cowdenbeath means to me, I said yes. And I came along and I discovered that a group of supporters were going to take over and try to run the club. And that's largely what they have done since then, and all I've tried to do is to help them, to point them in the right direction and show them basically what the structures are that you need for a football club. And the success of the club on the organisational side, because it has come a long, long way since last summer, is due to the people who are here tonight, not me. It's due to, I'll try and remember them all, it's due to John Cameron, Margaret Graham, Alec Anderson, there's everybody else, Sandy Ferguson, Dave Allen, and everybody connected with the club who has played a part in developing the club. And one person in particular, and that's Malcolm Slora, who's made a fantastic contribution in taking a club which had really no commercial outlet, no sponsorship, no business aspect to it. And he has created something that has brought in a tremendous amount of money, and a very personal thanks to you, Malcolm, for everything you've done, but my thanks to all the people who have been involved in really trying to turn this club around. You owe them a great debt, and I certainly do, so thank you very much to you all. Then, of course, I had to get a manager. Well, needless to say, I phoned up Mourinho, and then he wanted too much money. So I looked around and I thought, well, who can we get? And I thought, well, Nickel will be cheap, I suppose. So Jimmy came along and we had a chat. And then I phoned him up after the meeting and I said, Jimmy, I've got the good news and the bad news. He said, what's the bad news? I said, I'm going to offer you the job of manager of Cowdenbeath Football Club. He said, what's the good news? I said, I've started off with 2 players for you. He said, who's that? I said, Andy Gorham and Mark Gately, so we're on the way. But I was delighted that Jimmy came along. I've been privileged to know Jimmy for a lot of years before we got involved in this venture. And not just because of his knowledge of football, but because he's one hell of a good human being. He's a fantastic enthusiast, as straight as a die. And I knew full well that the one thing that would happen would be that the players would play for Jimmy Nicol, and that they undoubtedly have done. So Jimmy, for everything you've done this season, my personal thanks to you. And of course he needed an assistant, and we were very fortunate to get Colin Cameron to join the staff. And what Colin has done for us this year, you would think he was 23 as opposed to, well, not quite 23. But again, somebody who's played at his level to come and join Cowdenbeath Football Club and contribute both to help the players, but also every time he's played for the team, it's been 100% effort all the way. And Colin, thanks very much for what you've done for us this year as well. Ladies and gentlemen, football players are a pain in the arse. You expect them to go out and do what they've been asked to do, and they don't. They win matches they've no right to win. They lose matches that they should be winning by a street. And that applies to every single football club I've ever known and every group of players I've ever watched. But I tell you, I've been involved in football one way or t'other over a lot of years, and with a lot of very, very good players. Great players, fantastic players. The Gascoignes, the Loudrops and people like that. But this bunch of guys over there, and I hate having to say this, They have shown the most incredible spirit. I asked them at the start of the season to give 100% every single time they've played, but the reason that we are still in business and we've still got a chance of staying in this league is because I think that is one of the best bunch of young men playing football I've had the privilege to know and to work with. Guys, you're a super bunch of guys. And don't expect me to ever say that to you again, because I won't. Football clubs are about two groups of people, and only two groups of people. Chairmen of clubs don't matter, directors don't matter. Football clubs only exist because of the players and the supporters. That's the only two groups of people that matter. And without you, the fans, there'd be no point in having a football club. There would be no Cowdenbeath Football Club. I know that you are small in number, but the people who support the club regularly do so with fantastic loyalty, fantastic enthusiasm, and please do not think for a moment that we don't appreciate the contribution you make. We ask you to come and support the club. We ask you, as of today, to buy the new strips. Much better quality gear than you had before, and very, very good value. I have knocked down the prices. They're all rock bottom, so you can all afford to buy them. But we do ask you to do that, because the one thing I can promise you, everybody who is involved with the running of the club does it for the love of the club. When I got involved, I said the one thing that would not happen was that I would not take a penny from Cowdenbeath Football Club, and nor would I expect anybody else who was involved in running the club to take a penny from Cowdenbeath Football Club. And none of these people have done that, not one of them. And in fact, what you need to know is these people that I've been working with have actually put a lot of their own money, one way or the other, into Cowdenbeath Football Club, and that is to their great credit. So thank you very much. Hopefully you have enjoyed the season. We hope to finish third bottom, and we haven't achieved that. But last summer, when we started off playing, I spent a lot of time going around, and I was beginning to get a bit of a flat head, because people kept patting me on the head and saying, there, just have a wee bit of fun, because your team's a joke and your club's a joke, and they won't survive. And you might win the odd game. Well, we did survive, and we'll won a lot of games. And I can tell you that over this season, I have been as proud to be involved with this football club as I have in anything else that I've ever done in my entire life. So from me to you, all of you, thank you very much for the opportunity to be something that I treasure very, very much. And that is the chairman of Cowdenbeath Football Club. Enjoy the rest of your night.